We are PNA, and we don't care about your labels. We only care about your character. We build worlds and realities that are filled with light and laughter. If that sounds great for you, then like and subscribe. Check out the links below and stick around till the end of the video to find out how you can be a part of this ever-growing community. There's a lot of videos out there that talk about how to do cool things and really neat builds and stuff like that. But a huge part of role playing is what happens when you get that crappy roll. How do you make it fun for yourself and for everyone else at the table? Today we're going to be talking about one role. We're going to be talking about how to deal with a shitty strength roll. Guillermo, why don't you tell me what is a strength save for?
So there are many occasions that your DM is going to ask you to roll a strength saving throw, which is whenever your character has to deal with any situation that's involved around physical might and strength that you need to overcome.
Awesome. Lando.
Breaking something down, holding something heavy, dragging something heavy. If you're involved in combat and there's a grapple or shoving someone.
All the things that a character who's like a wizard probably is not going to be able to do this. You know, there's a reason you got to have the barbarian in the party somewhere.
Yeah.
This is actually interesting. I was looking at the D&D Beyond and what they have listed. There's other strength checks. One that you might not think about is push through a tunnel is too small, which makes sense because you're kind of just like forcing yourself
out of it.
Through a gap.
What are some of the things that you would actually need to do a strength saving throw for?
A huge beast creature is trying to eat you out, and you don't have any space to escape, so you have to grab the fangs of the beast and try them to close up.
Did you say the beast is gonna eat you out? Is that what you
I mean, if you want it that way.
Something got a little lost in that translation gear.
Yeah, maybe it wasn't the beast is trying to eat you. Just eat you. No, just eat you.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing.
This
Sometimes
is the stuff we get when you don't have English as your first language. Yep.
I feel like that is going to be a new saying on the server. Sometimes the beast eats you out. That's just happening.
Yeah.
Thank you for that, Guillermo. Thank you for that glorious image. All right. Aside from being eaten out by the beast, what are some other things that happen?
Because I play in one of our campaigns a bear barbarian, and I like to think that if there was a door that was closing like Indiana Jones style, and he just like ran under there and like just propped it up and just like go, and then like slips underneath at the last second, I think that would definitely be a prolonged probably strength check depending on how far away people were.
Well, I think initially that would be a strength check, and then you might have to start doing constitution checks. It's like, your knees blow out,
or to not pop like a hernia.
You know, I love my role playing, and so for me, it's things like if you're helping someone out, if you if you need to unstick the pickle jar for that little halfling, like
there you go.
That's a strength check. But doing something like, lifting up the cart so that somebody else can put the wheel on it. Hold together two sides of a bridge so that your friends can escape. That kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And if you succeed at these, then it means that you did it well. Why don't we talk about what happens when you don't? And ways that you can, because one of the biggest issues that I've seen in some of my campaigns is that when people don't succeed, instead of looking at that as an opportunity for some amazing role playing, they just look at it as a failure, that they just failed. And I'm like, in Dungeons and Dragons, you only fail if you don't have fun. That's the only way to fail at this game.
Absolutely.
And arm wrestling, they're arm wrestling. And let's say that you, unfortunately, as a barbarian, you got a 1. However, the wizard got a really high score.
So, I mean, there's so many different things you could do. Focus more on the physicality of the fighter. You can like pull a muscle.
All of a sudden,
he
that
didn't limber
creates-
up. I didn't limber
Well-
up. I didn't have bananas recently. It's a recipe for disaster.
right? And that creates a situation where you have this awesome opportunity to role play, to have
Totally.
people commenting on your bad eating habits. Try a salad next time. Walks away.
Yeah. Classic one you could do if you can't think of anything at the time. You throw out your back. I mean, especially if you crit fail, there is nothing more debilitating than trying to lift something and you tweak your back. Especially if your character isn't like a complete spring chicken. But even as a young person, you'd be like, well, like I always lifted with my back because I was a young, dumb person
Yeah,
that
you didn't know to lift with your damn legs.
Exactly.
I mean,
And then-
straight up in that situation, I would totally lay out like you have now been paralyzed until someone heals you.
You have to
Oh,
pay
yeah.
for a chiropractor for like the next however many weeks.
It gives you the opportunity to actually create a whole new profession in your
Yeah.
medieval fantasy
Yeah.
world.
You could go to the local dungeon and have them stretch out your back on one of those medieval torture stretcher
On a
Of
deals.
rack.
course.
Yeah, stretch them
Yeah,
out on a
that's
rack.
right.
Easy.
because there are just so many dungeons and
There's
dungeons.
so many
Of
dungeons.
course, yeah.
Of course, there'll be more. There'll definitely be more of those than there will be chiropractors.
I'm gonna start putting a friendly torturer, in all of my dungeons
A
now.
reformed torturer. He
Hey.
used to be a torturer,
Oh.
and now he's a chiropractor.
Don't worry about it. This is great
I like
for
that
you.
character.
We're gonna turn you upside down. We're gonna stretch you out a little
Stretch
bit.
you out a little
You're
bit.
gonna feel great. We're gonna poke some needles in you.
Yeah, he's turned his dungeon into a spa and a massage parlor
That's right.
with chiropractic
Because-
because he's reformed.
Because when you're thinking spa, you're thinking dank
course.
and dark.
Yep.
That's what you want.
That's how
And
I
if
like
you want
it.
to go a step further, it could be in a castle that's adjacent to a volcano, so you have a sauna.
Perfect.
Easy.
Nice
Easy.
mud bath.
Oh,
know?
perfect. Hot springs.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah,
That's
treat
a real
yourself
thing.
before you fight the BBG.
Yep.
You know? Make
One of
sure
you will
you're
come back.
all limber. Don't lift stuff before you stretch. That's
Right.
Of course.
my
Yeah,
lesson,
for me-
lessons learned from D&D.
One of the most sort of quintessential ones when it comes to, a strength saving throw is just opening a door. Like the door's barred, you gotta bash through it, you gotta
Oh, I was thinking like opening like a regular. I was like,
yeah,
huh?
no, just
I mean, I can do that.
really real strength is being kind to others and opening the
Amen.
door for
Hell
someone.
yeah. Yes.
That's real strength.
That takes real strength.
That's a real strength.
Another time I was thinking like the classic like shoulder charge a door.
Ooh,
And
yeah.
it's just way more solid than you think, and you just full send it, and you just hit the door and just crumple.
You use the second law of thermodynamics that every action has an equal and opposite reaction. So you run at the door, and however hard you hit that door, if you fail your save, you actually bounce back that far. So if you get like a
Like a
running
spring.
start of 15
Boing.
feet, I failed my saving throw, and I failed my Constitution saving throw to stay awake.
Yeah,
know.
And as I was flying back at my friends, I knocked all of them over, and now we're all covered in mud, and we were
your
supposed to
friends
be
will love you.
like at a
Friends will love you.
fancy dress party to try to like convince this guy to help us with a thing, and now we all look like beggars, and that's what happens when you fail your strength save.
That's what happens.
It can be super duper fun. If you'd like to continue this discussion, join us in our Discord server. If you want more videos like this, destroy that subscribe button. If you want to help us make more videos, grab some merch from our Teespring or join our Patreon full of fabulous subscribers. And thank you for being an ally.